A famous singer vanishes after a terrible crash. The world believes he's alive and well. But one nurse knows the truth, and she's risking everything to uncover it. This is The Secret Patient. Chapter 1. The Night Emergency. Gail, you need a break. Go and get some coffee. Gail turned around and saw Dr. Kennedy behind her. She looked down at the man lying in the hospital bed. "He's fine," said Dr. Kennedy. "I'm here now. Go on, you're tired." Gail smiled. "Are you sure?" she asked. "You've been here for 5 hours. You can't work all night. Come back in 20 minutes. "But it's Saturday night," said Gail. "It's always busy on Saturdays." "Go," said the doctor firmly. Gail looked at him. He looked tired too. Saturday nights were always hard in the emergency department. Car crashes, fights, and other urgent cases. "All right," she said. "I'm going." She walked over to the coffee machine and bought a cup. The coffee tasted bad. She never liked machine coffee. She went into the small nurse's office, sat down, and picked up a newspaper from the desk. She looked through some stories, but didn't find anything interesting, until she saw a large photo of Alex Haley. She smiled. She liked his new song. What was it called? Oh yes, Midnight Party. The headline said, "New Face in Midhurst, Concert Tonight." Alex Haley, the former singer of the rock group New Face, is performing in Midhurst tonight. New Face had 6 top 10 hits in Britain and sold more than 20 million records in the United States. Alex left the band last year to start a solo career. Since then, he has had 3 #1 songs and is now one of the biggest stars of the year. He is 23. The concert starts at 9 p.m. at Midhurst United Football Stadium. Gail looked at her watch. The concert would have ended at midnight. It was now 12:30 Sunday morning. She turned the page of the newspaper, then suddenly heard the emergency bell ring. She jumped up and ran back into the emergency room. Dr. Kennedy was hurrying toward the entrance. "An ambulance is coming. There's been a car crash," he shouted. "Come on." Gail ran after him. 2 paramedics rushed through the door with a stretcher. A man lay on it, covered in blood. His face was badly cut. "Hurry! He's broken his back, I think," one of the ambulance men shouted. "He's losing blood. Get more blood, quick." They pushed the stretcher toward the lift. Dr. Kennedy turned to Gail. "It's his back. We'll need a specialist," he said. "Call Dr. Casey." Gail ran to the phone and called Dr. Casey. The team took the injured man upstairs to the operating room. "Gail," said Dr. Kennedy, "find out who he is. His friends are waiting over there." "Do you need me in the operating room?" she asked. "No," he said. "Just get the information." Chapter 2. The Rude Visitor. Gail walked to the waiting area. 2 men were standing near the door. One was short and fat, smoking a cigar. The other was tall and wore a long black coat. "Excuse me," said Gail. "You can't smoke here. This is a hospital." The short man looked at her. "What?" he said. "I'm sorry, but you can't smoke inside." He threw the cigar on the floor and stepped on it. "Is that all right, nurse?" he said with a smile. Gail felt angry but tried to stay calm. "I need some information for the hospital records," she said. "Can I ask you a few questions?" "Questions?" said the man. "What questions?" "First, what's his name?" asked Gail. The man looked surprised. "You don't know? Where have you been for the last year?" "No, I don't," said Gail. "And I'm very busy. Please, what's his name?" The short man turned to the tall one. "She doesn't know Alex," he said. "Everyone knows Alex," said the tall man. "Are you going to tell me or not?" said Gail firmly. The short man looked at her with cold, small eyes. "That, my dear, is Alex Hale. That's Alexhay. "Thank you," said Gail quickly. She remembered the newspaper story. Alex Hale, the famous singer. "How old is he?" she asked. The man laughed. "He's 29. In the newspaper it says he's 23, said Gail. "Yeah," said the man. "In newspapers, he's 23. In real life, he's 29. Is that okay, darling?" "Where does he live?" asked Gail. "Alex, here and there." "I need an address," said Gail. "Write down Holiday Inn Hotel, Marble Arch, London. He was there yesterday, and he was going there tonight." Gail wrote it down. "Who's his next of kin?" "What?" asked the short man. "His next of kin, his wife or parents," said Gail. "We need that information." "He doesn't have a wife. His parents are dead. Write my name instead. I'm his manager." "Does he have any brothers or sisters?" asked Gail. "Look, darling, he has no family. Just put my name." He leaned very close to her. Gail could smell cigar smoke and alcohol. "All right," she said quietly. "What's your name and address?" "Clarence Tucker, Tucker International Management Limited, 573 Shaftesbury Avenue, London." "That's Londo, never mind." "Very funny," said Gail. "So you're his manager?" "I'm his manager," he said. "Now are we finished?" "One more question," said Gail. "What's his religion?" "Religion?" laughed Tucker. "Alex, you must be joking." "Yes," said Gail. "It's for the hospital records. Which church does he go to?" Tucker turned to the tall man. "Has Alex ever gone to church?" "I don't think so," said the tall man. "Right, don't know, darling. You're done." "Thank you, Mr. Tucker," said Gail. "Don't worry about Mr. Hale. Dr. Casey is taking care of him. She's an excellent doctor." "Is she?" said Tucker. "Well, I want the best doctor. Alex is in the middle of a £10 million concert tour. I don't want him treated in a small hospital like this." "What happened to him?" asked Gail. The tall man spoke softly. "He drove after the concert. He was tired. Clarence told him to ride with me, but he didn't listen. He was driving too fast and crashed the car." "Be quiet, Roger," said Tucker. "She doesn't need to know that." Then he turned to Gail. "Now, darling, call the doctor. I've got questions." "Dr. Kennedy and Dr. Casey are very busy," said Gail. "I can—" "Did you hear me?" shouted Tucker. "I want the doctor, now!" Gail turned away. It was clear Tucker and his friend didn't care about Alex, only the money from the concert tour. She walked to the lift just as Dr. Kennedy stepped out. "How is he?" she asked. "Not good," said Dr. Kennedy. "Where are the two men with him?" "They're over there," said Gail. "And they're not very friendly." Dr. Kennedy nodded and walked over. "Are you the doctor?" Tucker asked. "Yes, I'm Dr. Ken." "Good. I want him moved to a private hospital," Tucker interrupted. "When can we transfer him?" "You can't," said Dr. Kennedy. "He's broken his back and is in a coma. It's too dangerous to move him." "That's Alex Hale!" shouted Tucker. "He can't stay in a public hospital. He needs the best care." "He has the best care," said Dr. Kennedy. Dr. Casey is a specialist. In a little hospital, in a little town, Tucker cut in. Listen, Doctor, Alex Haley is an international star. Dr. Kennedy stopped him. He's also a very sick man. He's staying here. Good night. Dr. Kennedy walked back to the lift. What's wrong with him? Shouted Tucker. Hey, nurse, can we get some coffee or something? Gail smiled while she made tea for an old woman nearby. Mr. Tucker, she said, this is a hospital, not a restaurant. There's a coffee machine over there. Chapter 3. The Forbidden Room. Gail worked until 6 o'clock the next morning. When she finally got back to the nurse's home, some of her friends were having breakfast. She told them about the car crash. Wow, said Penny. Alex Hale, I have all his records. Which room is he in? I don't know, said Gail. Look, it's 6:30. I'm going to bed. Good night. Or maybe good morning. Gail woke up in the afternoon. She had to start work again at 10 o'clock that night. She turned on the television while she ate her lunch. She wanted to see the news. On the screen was a video of Alex Haley singing Midnight Party. Gail turned up the sound. That was Alex Hale singing Midnight Party. Alex is now in Midhurst Hospital after crashing his car last night. We spoke to his manager, Clarence Tucker, outside the hospital. Gail sat up quickly. There was Tucker on the TV. I've just been with Alex, said Tucker. He's going to be fine. He was sitting up in bed and smiling. He won't finish this concert tour, but don't worry, he'll do another one next year. I want to thank everyone for their flowers and letters. Alex is reading them right now. Thank you. Gail turned off the television. What? She thought. Tucker said Alex was fine and sitting up in bed, but she knew he broke his back and was in a coma. How could that be true? Just then, Penny came into the room. Hey, Gail, she said. I saw Alex. He's in room 534. I work on the 5th floor, you know. And is he sitting up and smiling? Gail interrupted. What? Said Penny. Is he sitting up and smiling? Gail repeated. Of course not, said Penny. He's in a coma, you know that. But Tucker was on TV saying he's fine, said Gail. Ah, now I understand, said Penny. Dr. Casey told us today we mustn't talk to the media about Alex. Tucker spoke to the head of the hospital. They don't want the truth in the news. You can't even see Alex's face. He cut it badly in the crash. And he can't move. It's awful. That night, the hospital was quiet. At 11 o'clock, Dr. Kennedy asked Gail to fetch some medicine from the 5th floor. She got it and was walking back to the lift when she saw the tall man in the black coat standing outside room 534. She stopped. Then she walked toward him. Hello? She said. What are you doing here? Oh, it's you, he said. I'm waiting here. Mr. Tucker doesn't want any reporters or TV people near Alex. I see, said Gail. Excuse me, I just need to check on him. Dr. Kennedy asked me to look at him at 11 o'clock. I'm late. The nurse on this floor checked on him 10 minutes ago, said the man. I know, said Gail calmly. I just need to make sure everything's fine. She opened the door and went inside. Carefully, she closed it behind her. Alex was lying in bed, still in a coma. His face was covered with bandages. She checked the machines beside him. Everything seemed normal. Then she quietly opened the door to leave. Outside stood the head nurse of the 5th floor. Nurse, she said, can I speak to you? In my office, please. Gail glanced at the man in the black coat. He was smiling. Yes, said Gail. They went into the head nurse's office. Sit down, said the head nurse. What were you doing in room 534? Why? Asked Gail. You don't work on this floor, said the head nurse. Mr. Hale can't have visitors. This afternoon about 20 nurses came up here just to see him. This is a hospital, not a rock concert. I'm from the emergency department, said Gail. I was on duty when they brought him in last night. I was worried about him. I came for some medicine for Dr. Kennedy and just looked in the room. I'm sorry. I see, said the head nurse. Well, don't do it again. Do you understand? Yes, said Gail. I'm really sorry. Gail left the office and walked toward the lift. The man in the black coat was still there. Good evening, nurse, he said with a cold smile. And goodbye. I'm not going to see you on this floor again, right? Chapter 4. The Man with a New Face. 2 weeks later, Gail was working in the office of the emergency department when the phone rang. Casualty, she said. Hello, this is Dr. Casey. Can I speak to Dr. Kennedy, please? Just a minute, said Gail. She went to find Dr. Kennedy and handed him the phone. Then she sat down again. Dr. Kennedy here. Oh, hello, Josephine. What? But they can't. They have. When? No. And where are they taking him? What do you mean they won't tell you? That's terrible. Yes. Yes. All right. See you later. He put down the phone. His face was red with anger. Gail waited quietly. That was Dr. Casey, he said. Mr. Tucker has taken Alex Hale out of the hospital. But he's still in a coma, said Gail. Yes, they moved him in a private ambulance to a private hospital. Dr. Casey is furious. Gail thought about Alex often after that. A few months later, one evening, she was sitting in the nurse's home watching television. It was a rock music show. And now we have the new single from Alex Hale, It's Saturday Night. Alex had a car crash a few months ago and has had plastic surgery. So it's a new face for a new face. You remember, Alex was the lead singer of the group New Face 2 years ago. Here he is. Alex Haley. The music began to play. On the screen appeared Alex, or someone who looked like him. The hair was the same. The clothes were the same. But the face was different. Plastic surgery. Yes, he had hurt his face badly in the crash. But what about his broken back? What about the coma? Gail leaned closer to the screen. Then she stood up suddenly. That's not Alex, she said aloud. It's not him. She felt cold. If that's not Alex, then where is he? What really happened? Later that evening, Penny came into the room. Gail told her everything. Oh, I know about that, said Penny. It was in the newspaper. They took Alex to Switzerland. He had surgery there from a famous doctor in Geneva. But Penny, said Gail, you saw him. He broke his back. You know he couldn't move. Well, he's fine now, said Penny. I saw him on television. He was dancing. Chapter 5. A Chance Meeting. The next Saturday, Gail went shopping in Midhurst. She needed some new trousers, so she stopped at a clothes shop on the high street and looked at a few pairs of jeans. £55, she said quietly. Everything was so expensive. Music was playing in the shop Saturday Night by Alex Hale. Gail smiled a little. That song was everywhere. Every store in town seemed to be playing it. It's going to be a big hit, she thought. Maybe #1. Gail, hi, I haven't seen you for years. Gail turned around. Diane, she said in surprise. How are you? Diane Partridge was an old friend. They had trained together as student nurses 5 years ago. I'm fine, said Diane. Come and have a coffee. I want to hear all your news. They went to a cafe nearby and ordered 2 coffees. Gail opened her handbag to pay, but Diane stopped her. No, I'll pay this time, she said with a smile. They sat at a small table. Diane had several shopping bags and put them under the table. New clothes, she said. What are you doing now? Asked Gail. I'm working at a small private hospital near Frampton, said Diane. It's a lovely place, very expensive, and they pay me well. They chatted for half an hour, catching up. Then Diane spoke more quietly. I like my job, but it's very sad sometimes, she said. I'm looking after a young man who had a terrible car crash a few months ago. He broke his back, and he was in a coma for 3 months. Gail leaned forward. He isn't in a coma now. No, said Diane. He woke up 2 weeks ago. But it's strange. Something's wrong with him. He thinks he's that famous rock star. What's his name again? Alex Hale? Asked Gail softly. Yes, that's it, Alex Haley. But how did you know? Oh, nothing, said Gail quickly. What's his real name? Richard Tucker, said Diane. He's not allowed visitors, though. His brother's a terrible man. He said... His brother, interrupted Gail. Yes, said Diane. He's a friend of Dr. Green, the head of the hospital. Anyway, the brother doesn't want anyone to see Richard. Poor man. He cut his face badly in the crash. He looks awful, but he's kind. Gail was silent for a moment, thinking hard. Then she said, Diane, I'm looking for a new job. Does your hospital need any nurses? Yes, we always need good nurses, said Diane. Why? Are you interested? Can I come and see the hospital? Asked Gail. Of course, said Diane. Come tomorrow. It's Sunday, so Dr. Green won't be there. You can look around, and if you like it, you can write to him about a job. Thanks, said Gail. See you tomorrow. Chapter 6. The Hidden Hospital. Gail stopped her car and looked at the map. Yes, this was the right road. But where was the hospital? It should be close. Tall trees stood on both sides of the road, and there were no houses anywhere. She checked the map again. There wasn't even a hospital sign. She started the car and drove slowly forward. Then, on the left, she saw a small road. There was a tiny sign at the corner. Chamford Private Hospital. Gail turned left and followed the narrow road for almost a mile. At last, she saw it, a beautiful old house with big gardens in front. She drove into the car park and got out. There were several cars there, all expensive. A Rolls-Royce, 2 Mercedes, a Ferrari, and a Jaguar. She looked back at her little old Mini and laughed. It looked out of place between all those luxury cars. Diane was waiting for her by the front door. You're late, she said. Sorry, said Gail. I couldn't find the place. I like your uniform. It's very smart. Said Diane. They are beautiful uniforms and very expensive. Maybe it was my map. I'm not very good at drawing them. I really needed that map, said Gail, smiling. It's a long way from the village. Yes, said Diane. It's very quiet here, peaceful. Sunday afternoons are the best time to visit. We usually have a few visitors then. But not for your young man with the cut face, said Gail. What's his name again? Richard Tucker, said Diane. No, he never has visitors. I told you that yesterday. Right, said Gail. Let's see the hospital. They walked around together. Everything was clean, new, and very expensive. There were flowers everywhere, making the building feel calm and pleasant. Suddenly, Gail asked, where's Richard Tucker? Why? Said Diane, surprised. Oh, I was just thinking about him, said Gail softly. Can I see him for a minute? He doesn't have any visitors. It must be lonely for him. Diane smiled. All right, she said. Dr. Green isn't here today. Come on, he's upstairs, but only for a minute. Chapter 7. The Truth at Last. The room was dark. Gail stepped inside quietly. A man was lying on the bed. She walked to the light switch, ready to turn it on. No, don't turn on the light, please, said a weak voice. Gail stopped and went closer to the bed. When her eyes adjusted to the dark, she could see his face, and it was terrible. All right, she said softly. Hello, Alex. The man looked up. What did you say? I said, hello, Alex. But the doctors call me Richard, he whispered. That's not my name. I'm Alex Haley. You called me Alex. Yes, said Gail gently. Alex's eyes filled with tears. Tell me I'm not crazy. Am I Alex Haley? Yes, said Gail. You are. She sat down on the edge of the bed and took his hand. Why am I here? He asked. I can't move. My back's broken. Nobody ever comes to see me. Why? Do you have any family? Gail asked quietly. Yes, he said. A sister in Australia. Her name's Catherine, but she hasn't been here. She doesn't know, said Gail. Tucker hasn't told her. At the sound of that name, Alex looked frightened. Tucker? Where's Tucker? He can't come in here. He can't. You're afraid of Tucker, said Gail softly. Alex nodded, tears running down his face. I'm a prisoner, he said. Who are you? You're not working with Tucker, are you? No, I'm not, said Gail. You don't have to be afraid. Do you want to get out of here? Really? Yes, said Alex quietly. Gail smiled. Don't worry, she said. You'll be out of here, and in a real hospital tomorrow. She walked toward the door. I'll see you tomorrow, Alex. Don't be afraid. Outside, Diane was waiting. Poor Richard, she said sadly. He's crazy. Yes, poor Richard, said Gail. Oh, Diane, is there a phone here? I need to make a call. Yes, there's one over there, said Diane. Gail walked to the phone, picked it up, and opened her handbag. She took out a small piece of paper and read the number. Then she dialed it. The phone rang. A man's voice answered. Hello, this is the Daily News. Hello, said Gail. Can I speak to a reporter? I have a story for you. The end. If you enjoyed The Secret Patient, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this story with your friends. Tell us in the comments, what would you do if you discovered a secret this big? And don't miss our next story. Another tale full of mystery, courage, and hidden truths.